The A4 was Apple's very first custom processor used in an iPhone. It launched with the iPhone 4, and this was the moment Apple decided to stop relying completely on other companies and start building their own chips. It was a single-core processor, which means it could only handle one main task at a time, but for that time it felt smooth and fast. It was also very efficient, which helped battery life a lot. This chip basically set the foundation for everything that came after. The A5 was a big step forward because Apple introduced dual-core performance. That means instead of one brain, the phone now had two working together. This made multitasking smoother and apps opened faster. Gaming also improved a lot because the graphics performance was much stronger compared to the A4. It was used in the iPhone 4S and also iPads, which showed Apple was already thinking bigger than just phones. This chip made the iPhone feel more modern and capable. The A6 was where Apple started designing their CPU cores more independently. It was faster and more efficient than the A5, even though it still had two cores. The iPhone 5 felt noticeably quicker, especially when launching apps and scrolling. Apple focused on balancing performance and battery life, and they did it really well here. It also introduced better graphics, which made games look smoother and more detailed. This chip showed Apple was starting to separate itself from competitors in both speed and optimization. The A7 was a huge moment because it was the first 64-bit processor in a smartphone. That might sound complicated, but basically it means the phone could handle more data at once and be more powerful overall. This was a big jump ahead of competitors. It was inside the iPhone 5S and made everything feel faster and more future-proof. Apple also introduced the M7 Motion coprocessor, which helped track movement more efficiently without draining battery. Many apps weren't even ready for 64-bit yet, which shows how far ahead Apple was thinking. The A8 improved efficiency even more. It was built on a smaller manufacturing process, which means it used less power while still being faster. The iPhone 6 felt smoother and more stable. Graphics improved again, making games and animations look better. Apple didn't just chase performance, they focused on making everything feel consistent and reliable in everyday use. It also helped reduce heat during longer usage, which made the phone more comfortable to use. The A9 was another strong upgrade. It brought a noticeable performance boost and made the iPhone 6s feel very fast for its time. Apple also improved CPU and GPU power significantly. This chip made things like 3D touch and better camera processing possible. It also handled multitasking better than previous chips. The iPhone started feeling more like a powerful mini computer. This was also one of the first chips where performance stayed consistent over time without slowing down quickly. The A10 Fusion introduced a new concept. It had high-performance cores and efficiency cores. That means when you're doing something simple like scrolling, it uses less power, but when you're gaming or editing, it switches to full power. This was a smart move because it improved both speed and battery life. The iPhone 7 benefited a lot from this balance. Apple also made the switching between these cores automatic, so users never had to think about performance modes. This chip marked the beginning of smarter power management inside smartphones. The A11 Bionic pushed things even further. It introduced a neural engine, which is basically a part of the chip designed for artificial intelligence tasks. This helped with things like Face ID, camera improvements, and real-time processing. It also had 6 cores combining performance and efficiency in a smarter way. The iPhone X felt like a big leap because of this chip. The neural engine could handle hundreds of billions of operations per second, which made AI features feel instant. This was also the first time Apple really started focusing on machine learning as a core feature. The A12 Bionic was built on an even smaller process, making it faster and more efficient. The neural engine became much stronger, which improved things like photo processing and augmented reality. Apps opened faster, games ran smoother, and battery life improved again. Apple kept refining everything without making it complicated for the user. It also introduced better real-time photo enhancements, meaning pictures were being improved the moment you took them. This chip made AR apps feel more realistic and responsive. The A13 Bionic focused heavily on efficiency and real-world speed. It wasn't just about benchmarks, it made everyday tasks feel instant. The iPhone 11 series became known for its performance and battery life because of this chip. The neural engine improved again, making AI tasks even faster. This chip aged very well and stayed fast for years. Apple also improved power efficiency so much that users started noticing longer screen time without changing usage habits. It showed how optimization can matter more than raw power. The A14 Bionic was the first 5-nanometer chip, which means it was incredibly small and efficient. This allowed more transistors to fit inside, making it more powerful. It also introduced better machine learning performance. The iPhone 12 series felt very smooth and powerful, especially with newer apps and games. This chip also helped enable better 5G performance by handling data more efficiently. It marked a big technological jump in chip manufacturing. The A15 Bionic improved efficiency even more and focused on sustained performance. It handled heavy tasks like gaming and video editing better without overheating. The GPU also got stronger, especially in the Pro models. This chip made the iPhone 13 series one of the most reliable and fast smartphones at the time. Apple also improved cache and memory handling, which made apps reload less often. This gave users a smoother experience when switching between apps. The A16 continued refining performance and efficiency. It wasn't a massive jump, but it made everything slightly better. Battery life improved, heat management improved, and overall performance stayed very consistent. Apple focused on making the experience feel stable rather than just chasing numbers. It also improved display efficiency, helping features like always-on display work without draining too much battery. This showed Apple focusing more on real-life usability. The A17 Pro was a bigger step because it introduced a new GPU architecture. It focused more on gaming and graphics, even supporting advanced features like ray tracing. This made console-level graphics possible on a phone. The iPhone 15 Pro felt like a serious gaming device because of this chip. It also allowed developers to bring more complex games to mobile without sacrificing performance. This chip started pushing phones closer to handheld consoles. The A18 continued improving performance and efficiency again. It built on the A17 Pro but made everything more optimized. Apps felt instant, multitasking was smooth, and battery life stayed strong. Apple kept refining the balance between power and efficiency. It also improved AI processing even further, making smart features faster and more accurate. This chip focused on making everything feel effortless. The A19 represents the latest generation and shows how far Apple has come. It focuses on AI, performance, and efficiency all together. This chip is designed for future features, especially with machine learning and advanced tasks. It shows that Apple is not just improving speed, but also preparing for what smartphones will do next. It is expected to push on-device AI even more, reducing the need for cloud processing. This means faster responses, better privacy, and smarter features directly on your phone. Thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, don't forget to watch some of my other videos.